Colt first awakened his succubus nature, and when his friends called me over to help him, he said, I really don't want to make it easy for her. The first person we succubi kiss during our heat will be considered our one and only for life. Yara is only suitable for dating. Marrying her would be a different story. When she arrives, even if she begs to help me, I'll have to think it over. What he didn't know was that just a moment ago, his brother had been on the phone begging me, Yara, can you come kiss me? 3 years ago, Colt had played a prank on me, locking me in his house, and on that very day, his brother had awakened his succubus nature for the first time. Young and naive, I saw him in pain and hugged him without thinking. Since then, every time he asked me for help, I had coldly refused, but this time I tightened my grip on the phone and said, sure, wait for me, I'll kiss you until you're satisfied. Inside the private room, seeing Zach's reluctance, a friend pulled out his phone and said, should I call Yara and tell her not to come? We wouldn't want you to get attached to her after the first time. I don't want to end up with a pair of resentful lovers. Zach pressed down on his friend's phone, his tone both irritated and distressed. Forget it, if I tell her not to come now, she'll cry her eyes out. I can't stand to see her cry. Besides, there's no one else who would come running at the snap of a finger. I don't know why, but I always feel that things that come too easily are just cheap. To think I'd have to consider a cheap girl as my one and only partner makes me feel worse than swallowing a fly. But here I am in heat and I can't do without a woman. Zach curled up on the couch, beads of sweat forming on his forehead, and asked his friend, can you call Yara and ask how long until she gets here? When she arrives, I'll see if I can hold off from touching her and just tough it out. I've seen my brother do it every time. No matter how painful it is, he manages. What Zach didn't know was that I was already there, standing outside the private room. My hands and feet were icy, my nails digging deep into my skin. I never expected that while I kept myself pure for him, he would call me cheap. Just because I loved him, I would drop everything at his call. Tears streamed down my face as I wiped them away. I desperately wanted to rush in and tell Zach, I'm not cheap. Your brother has begged me for years, and I've never given in. I'm only here for you. And I'm not lowly, but I held back. Why bother explaining myself to someone who doesn't cherish me? I turned to leave, gripping my phone and saying angrily, Mason, where are you? Send me your location. I'm coming to rescue you and will definitely kiss you until you're satisfied. In the hallway, someone spotted me and immediately grabbed my arm. Yara, you finally made it. That's great. Zach has been suffering for half the day. Hurry inside. I used to think Zach was just joking when he said his whole family had succubus traits and would enter heat on a full moon night. I never expected that tonight, on the full moon, he, such a strong-willed person, would be sweating profusely, shivering and trembling all over. You're the only one who can help him now, so make sure to seize this opportunity and keep his heart firmly in your grasp. As Zach's friend pulled me into the private room, my call with Mason hadn't ended yet. Hearing his brother's name, Mason's lonely voice barely concealed a bitter laugh. Forget it, Yara, just help Zach. You two have been childhood friends. I shouldn't be foolishly hoping you'd come help me instead of considering how hard it is for him after 3 years of begging you. I've already understood, Yara, I know my place. Please don't make it harder for me, I replied. It's not what you think, just send me your location. Inside the room, I saw Zach, curled up on the couch, trembling in discomfort. He asked, who are you on the phone with? I said, it's none of your business. Why did you call me here? Zach frowned. How could it not be my business? He beckoned me with his finger. Come here, little childhood friend. I stood still, his earlier words echoing in my mind. Things that come too easily are just cheap. If I walked over to him now, wouldn't he just think, see, she really is cheap. She comes running at the snap of my finger. What a disgrace. I didn't want to demean myself any further. Even if I loved him deeply, I took a deep breath and said, Zach, let's break up. I said it loudly, hoping Mason would hear me on the other end of the line. I didn't want to be Zach's girlfriend.